Hi and welcome to this review of Wolfenstein II: The New Colossus.
Welcome to the Ruby Tuesday.
This is my first impressions review, and I'm gonna kind of give points of what this game offers, because that's, I think, is the best way to give you an overview of what you can get inside this game. This is the first sequel that Machine Games have done in unison with Bethesda, and they've put a lot of work into this game. I'm a big fan of the original, their kind of reboot of Wolfenstein, and the first one, your main character is fighting the Nazis, obviously, and at the end of that one you are left in quite a predicament, and so that's kind of where they start off. And what is brilliant about how they start with this game, if you don't know the world of Wolfenstein, they do a really old-timey video at the beginning of the game which you can watch, and it really catches you up. It's like a 3 or 4 minute video. If you haven't played the first Wolfenstein, then actually you can just dive straight into this one without really worrying that you've missed much. Obviously you've missed the whole game, but this video does a really nice job of showing what has happened previously.
Come on in, old buddy. Sorry I made you wait.
Right at the beginning of this game, the game blew my mind because I wasn't expecting them to shake things up so much.
It's you. Take this. They're looking for you.
But they have added new mechanics and made the game that it's basically the same game, but it makes it feel much more fresh. So to give you an example, I would say the first chapter of the game, kind of the first bit of story, maybe the first hour, you are playing in a wheelchair because you are so messed up. So you're in this sub that has been taken over by the good guys, the rebels, and it's a massive sub, and you have to go around taking out Nazis with machine guns and dual wielding and all those kind of weapons that you had from the first game. But I didn't expect to fight in a wheelchair right at the beginning, and this made for a really new mechanic that I've not seen done before. I'm sure there might have been bits in games where it's been done before, but to play a whole level, going upstairs, you know, meleeing, doing stealth takedowns in a wheelchair, I thought that was really fun and unique. And right from the beginning of the game, you kind of get the idea of what you're gonna get, what they have to offer you in this game. And I would say this is a big wake-up call to all those other kind of those gaming studios where they're saying that the storyline campaign is dead, that we're all going to do multiplayer, that there is no real marketing for, or no need for the immersive story in a single player immersive story for the individual to enjoy anymore, because this is one of those games that proves that there is a real need for it. And I think that the sales will, and the sales will show that, because I think this is gonna sell like hotcakes.
Hotcakes!
So let's dive into why I think this game is awesome.
See, that's what I'm talking about, Blazkowicz!
Okay, point 1 and 2. My first point is that you're still the main character, Blazkowicz, and you have to gather your team, your rebel team. So it does have that kind of cinematic experience of where you're, as the story progresses, you are gathering new members and different members and working with the same members. But what really grounds the story is that they've taken aspects from your past in the previous game and really put that in to this one. So the stakes are high, so you still have your girlfriend and she's bearing your future.
William.
So having that in the background all the time is like a feeling of foreboding, that you know that you always have to protect this particular side of your life, but you don't want to get too close to it because your character is also really hurt and he's trying to deal with how he could possibly be a father and be this badass dude that he needs to be at the same time. And so they've fleshed out their characters really well, and the story is so immersive that you will often forget that you're playing a game. You will just be immersed into playing this character and wanting to try and help them, you know, defeat all those Nazis.
You still got some Nazi fighting killing skills up in you?
At the same time, your choices matter. So there's, like in the first game, there's a place where you have to choose who survives, and
Everything's under control.
This alone is a clever mechanic to get you to play the game again, because depending on who you choose, the story will change, and your weaponry will also change. There's a particular weapon for each storyline. One's like a special laser cannon, and the other I'll leave you to discover. But even the conversations and things inside the game change the way the story goes. So choose carefully, and then maybe go and play through again.
Off with the mask. Show me your lizard face.
And that brings me down to the sci-fi weaponry, so point 3. The weaponry here is fantastic. Unlike the first game, this time you really have the choice to add things to your gun. So each weapon you can hone to the type of gameplay that you like to, how you like to play a game. So there's 3 stats in each gun that you can choose, whether to make it silent, stronger, stealthier, and the weapons aren't just your normal typical type of weapons. Like I said, there's laser weapons, you can disintegrate people, so it really is down to how you play. And so that brings me to point 4, is the style of play. So you got to be careful how you play this game. Again, it changes the aspect of the whole game. So you can literally do stealthy ninja type attacks and go around crouched like with your character, like with a lot of games where you're just going around hunched over and stealth killing, and the stealth kills are amazing and pretty gory. But you can also go out just balls action where you're just killing everything. But when you do that, obviously you've got to weigh up the consequences. There are certain collectibles that you won't be able to get if you mess up how you kill or how you enter a room. Which brings me to point number 5, the collectibles. There are so many. There are like 75 special cards for you to collect. There are notes and things that if you do collect it, opens up the story even more and helps do side quests. There are just a cornucopia of things to collect, which is really great because it breaks up the Nazi killing a lot, and in between cutscenes and destroying bosses, you get these collectibles that and it brings a sense of achievement if you manage to collect everything. And there is a lot to collect, so they've really thought about replayability in this. Which brings me to point 6, is that you now have a proper home base on the sub. So between each main mission, I think almost every main mission, you will come back to the sub and it's like your base. So there's a shooting range in there, there are side missions, there's character development, there are collectibles in the sub, there are there's a bar, you can go and get some food and just chill out with your crew. And they've really made it feel like it's your home. So in amongst the hard steel corridors, there's like pot plants growing and people's washing hanging up, and just they've made it feel so real, and like it's a living community within a sub, and I think that's amazing. Plot 7, the story. They've really thought a lot about the story here. Just when you think they've revealed something bigger and your jaw hits the floor and you don't think they could possibly make it go any crazier, it does, and it keeps progressing like that throughout the campaign. And obviously, I said your choices matter, so you'll have to go again and play through again to see how it changes. But I was so immersed into the story that I kept playing and playing and playing because I wanted to find out. It's one of those games, it's like a book or a film that you can't put down. You don't want to turn it off because you want to know what happens next in between the Nazi stabbing and killing and shouts of like, die Nazi scum. And lastly, plot 8, I'm going to talk about immersive gameplay. So in this game they have characters that are so well developed that they've taken them from many walks of life and put them into a game that has lots of things going for it, like amazing storyline, like crazy weaponry, like ridiculous bosses, and there are so many bosses, and the level of difficulty speaks to how I played the game. I played it at the easiest level, and there are many different levels of difficulty, I think 6, and even a secret one that you have to unlock, and I still died many times on easy. And the characters, like I said, are so well developed that they are put in this mesh of game that becomes a world and wants you to come back and play many times over. And it's basically like you're in a film or in a good book. You are fully immersed into what is probably my favorite game of the year so far. So there are amazing AAA titles out at the moment, You've got Middle Earth, Shadow of War, Assassin's Creed, South Park, the very big games. This is the gamey time of year where the big titles are released. And for me, I would say this is, at the moment, the top on that list because of its immersive gameplay and story and storytelling and just sheer willingness to go places where a lot of gamers don't want to go, and shows you new mechanics as well within that. This is a really great game. If we gave games like a number out of 10, I would probably give this a 9. It's not perfect. Every game, I would say, is not perfect. There's always room for improvement, but this is as close as you can get to a really great game.
Do you have ass wipe?
And by that you mean toilet paper, yes.
Thanks for watching my review of Wolfenstein II, and we've got more coming up. Look forward to the Assassin's Creed review. We've had our hands on that a little bit, but we're looking forward to fully immerse ourselves into that game. And we'll catch you next time. So if you're new to the Ruby Tuesday, please think about subscribing and chat to us in the comments. Let us know what you think about the game. Bye.
Please like and subscribe to Ruby Tuesday.